Hello everyone! Today we're going to be making a little bread. So our bread today is a milk bread, or also called Japanese milk bread, or sometimes you see as Hokkaido bread from the region of Hokkaido in Japan, or TangzHong bread. TangzHong is a method actually where a portion of the flour, very little flour, is cooked into water to make like a roux. With this roux, when it finishes cooking, we let it get cold, but preferably we keep in the fridge overnight, at least 6 hours, before we use it. So we allow the roux to cool completely, and also to grab more water during the resting time. So when we cook flour, cornstarch, any starch-based flour, one part of the flour is just the starch. The starch in the presence of water, and when you start heating it, the starch starts to just embrace the water and encapsulates the water. So the molecules that are like this at the beginning, they expand and they just cook completely. So it means that the water is already absorbed and hydrated the starch. So with that, we provoke something that we call gelatinization. We gelatinize, we form a gel. When we form a gel, what happens? Obviously, the consequence is to have more elasticity, is the gel. So it's a long strand of starch, all molecules binded together, just to make a long, flexible, elastic mixture. So that's what happens when we get the TangzHong done. So my TangzHong was made yesterday. It was in the fridge for maybe like 12 hours or so, and now I have all my ingredients. And the ingredients are very similar to any other bread or a rich bread, since my liquid now will be milk, regular milk, whole milk. And I do have some fat that's in the butter form, some significant amount of sugar, if you know, proportionate to the flour, yeast, and salt. Here I do have an egg. Just break the egg, mix it, and measure the amount of egg that you need. So we are going to be using a method that we always use for bread making now. So now I have this done, and I will get all the dry ingredients together, and then I will add my liquid and my TangzHong, and I'll mix that into a rough dough, a rustic dough, just mixing it without kneading. And then we are going to resting it for 10 minutes or so, just to give time for all this to combine and to that gel to penetrate all the dry ingredients. So when that happens, we'll make, we start kneading the dough until we have a very nice, elastic, smooth, shiny dough. Always, we are going to be mixing by hand, because I am assuming that we don't have a KitchenAid at home. But if you do, just do the whole process in the KitchenAid. There's no reason for us to be suffering. I'm not making an artisanal or a home bread by making it by hand. I'm making it by not adding preservatives and conservatives, and and not slowing down or fasting too much the fermentation process. So now that we talked about the method, let's start mixing.